Now we have Reza Dobbs joining us. He's a public information officer for the Centerpoint Volunteer Fire Department, and they are leading several rescue missions. Good morning to you, Reza. I want to emphasize this is a volunteer fire department, so you and so many others are just doing what you can to help people. And I want to ask you about a post to your Facebook page recently, because it really takes us inside some of the search efforts, which I want you to explain. You show some images of responders rappelling down into the muddy rivers, and it just reminded me that there's debris everywhere. There's so much to look through. Help us understand how these missions unfold.
Well, at the very beginning of the flood, we were toned out for rescue, for high water, swift water rescue. And it was when the flood was hitting up in Ingram, which is 10 miles away. And that was an active, grabbing people out of RVs, out of houses, evacuating. And now, since the floodwaters have subsided, there's massive debris fields, some 50 feet high, 300 feet long, just compacted brush, logs, RVs, you name it. So initially, all these areas are searched thoroughly. And as the water goes down, they're researched, wave after wave after wave of trained rescue people. But now in a lot of these debris areas, now since we have a little bit of drying out, we can get some heavy equipment to where we can start picking through these debris fields. It's a very meticulous process that we're still looking for possible survivors and fatalities.
And we're looking at just additional images that your group has shared from these efforts. And let's keep in mind just the conditions out there too. It's high 80 degrees Fahrenheit there today. You got 90% humidity. Help us understand the conditions your crews are up against, and if you've been able to find anyone or at least someone's remains. I know that's a reality that you have to brace for.
No, we've been finding remains since day one, and it continues now. And you know, the weather is humid, but we've really been blessed that it's been in the 80s. Usually right now it'd be in the high 90s. And so the dampness is what's been difficult, the mud and trying to get in there. So everything's on foot or on off-road vehicles. And now we're starting to be able to get the heavy equipment in there. But the terrain on the river is very difficult. Some areas are very wide, but what a lot of people on television can't see are the very narrow, high cliff situations where it gets very dangerous. And that's where a lot of the debris fields are. And sometimes it takes rappelling, it takes getting down there. You have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, this is so much for any one person to handle, and you, the men and women volunteering with you, are all trying to do your best. You mentioned that you're finding remains every day. How do you and the crew deal with the emotional toll of this?
Well, you know what? We're human beings, and you have the factor, but we are all firefighters. We're all first responders. And this is what we do on a regular basis as far as car wrecks, fires. And not that you get used to it, but when it's going on, you're switched into a work mode, a function mode. And our goal is to find and rescue these people. Now at night, when you go home, late at night, 2:30 in the morning, and you sit there, you finally got 5 seconds to sit there, then your brain starts thinking. But we're working with each other, we're talking with each other, but this is what's so special about first responders. They can compartmentalize what needs to be compartmentalized at the time, and then we band together and deal with it when we can.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I know that so many of us appreciate what first responders do. I know the feeling of that 2 a.m. reflection after covering intense stories like this. We're very thankful for the efforts of you and your colleagues, and I know that people there in Hill Country are appreciative as well. Reza Dobbs, thank you so much for what you're doing and joining us today.
Thank you all for reaching out.
You got it.
Thank you.